Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reacting to the guy who's taking over Verstappen's spot. The guy who is the future GOAT. The one and only. The person who Alonso wishes he is.
This guy,
The person.
hypocrite. He's such a hypocrite. Just few months ago, I was telling him exactly these things, and he was like, "No, Norris is the best. Norris is gonna win this."
The person who-
Piastri is not ready.
The person who Norris doesn't
Suck
want.
a dick.
No, I do believe he's more talented. I just feel that
What?
Norris. This is the only season that Norris can win, so that's why. But we're gonna be reacting to the person's video.
I have not
to Norris.
seen him outperform Lando yet.
That was last
Lando
year.
is gonna win. So
Yeah, that
just
was last
before
year.
the season was about to start,
Yeah,
we were having this discussion, and
Okay.
I was telling you, Piastri is way better than Norris.
so I never thought that he is not as talented as Lando or even better. It's just I felt that this season, since Lando outperformed really well last year as compared to Piastri, I just felt that this year Norris would still end up winning.
He was getting
That's
into
the-
his groove at the end. And you could see that world champion coming in.
Norris
end
won
of
the
the
last
season.
race. Norris
So
won
it
the
doesn't
first
matter.
race. Then how
You could see
how am I supposed to see?
how many mistakes Norris was already making last year.
But I
Anyways, let's start the video. It's a long one and then we can
Yeah.
discuss.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into it.
Rick, make us proud, as always.
Oscar Piastri on the attack to the race lead by turn 5. Fast as fuck, boy. Norris improves the benchmark, but he's going to be under pressure from Piastri. Trying to take away pole. Miss. And he does so. Oscar Piastri wins for the first time in Formula 1. Piastri and Norris separated by nothing. Norris inching clear. Late on the brakes for Piastri. Does he make the corner? He does. Calm down. Leclerc is not going to give it to him. So going the long way round and taking the position. He's late on the brakes for Max Verstappen.
This was
He
the
keeps
most
lead for
beautiful
the moment.
overtake from Max.
But Piastri powers by. Oscar Piastri wins! 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 Oscar Piastri wins!
A PS3, a pastry, and a Piastri. Three things in life some humans can't live without. And for most people, it's this guy right here. Oscar Jack Piastri. Leclerc. I almost forgot that part. An Australian F1 driver that races like an absolute lion, but has the personality of a skateboarding cat. Are you seeing this footage right here? Believe it
Impressive.
or not, that's Oscar driving a Formula 1 car. But despite how he can appear this way, Oscar manages to stand out more than anyone I've seen enter the sport in years. Someone who's cool-headed but drives like his life's on the line, and improves at a pace faster than it took Liam Lawson to lose his Red Bull seat, making Mr. Pastry one of the most talented racers I've seen. And that's because Oscar is a driver with so many positive traits from other F1 drivers fused into one. He's like the end result of an F1 driver
Hey, yo.
origin. He races clean like Kimi Raikkonen, overtakes with Verstappen's aggression, has the likability of Alex Albon, Fernando Alonso's racecraft, Mark Webber's feistiness as a teammate, and again, Kimi Raikkonen's aura. Heck, the guy even has a sarcastic version of Daniel Ricciardo's humor.
Lots of problems with track limits, ladies and gentlemen. Best work experience ever, says Oscar Piastri.
And of course, better consistency than Lance Stroll's ability to crash a car every weekend. Now I know I'm showering this man with more compliments than a Krispy Kreme donut, but I have to say, some pastries deserve to be glazed. And for Oscar, it's because of how
Yes.
fast he matures. In F3, he won his debut season, jumped straight to F2 the next year, and won on his debut again. This man was speedrunning his his racing career. Then in 2023, Oscar finally joins F1, where he pulls overtakes while defending against the Ferrari in Austria, got a sprint podium in Spa, a win in Qatar, the race where drivers were literally throwing up in their cockpits, and finished the season with 97 points. But he was still 108 points behind Lando, which is fine. He was practically a newborn baby, and there's room for development over the years. But then Oscar suddenly improved more than anyone expected, because right as 2024 started, he practically gained 3 years of experience overnight. As the season went by, his pace was faster, racecraft was better, and he was sniffing Lando more and more. And this happened the same time Lando wanted to challenge Max Verstappen for the championship. And while that didn't exactly go to plan, Oscar pretty much said, okay, fuck you, watch this. In Monza, he stole the lead from Lando and finished ahead. Then he won in Baku with dive bombs crazier than Japanese pilots on Pro.
That's when I knew. In Monza when he overtook Lando.
That was
it for me, because you know your partner is trying to win the world championship. You're nowhere close to it.
Yeah. That was those types of overtakes you'll see only few drivers making, and I've only seen like Verstappen, Hamilton, and like some of these like Leclerc make, and I've not seen anyone else make.
It's also not just about the overtake, but the mentality where I can be a Bottas, I can be a Perez, and just try to just sit back and help my teammate, but he's not low. I'm here to rule.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And his overtakes in Spa were stunning. The last time we ever saw a new driver perform like this was Lewis Hamilton in 07. Oscar may not have started as well as Lewis, but it's how fast he improves. And how Piastri does this is thanks to his mindset. Oscar's brain adapts and thinks quick. Like, take a look at this interview moment.
Is it true that F1 drivers can tell what course it is from just hearing an audio recording of it?
I've seen people do it before, but this is coming down to pit
We're in
lane.
pit lane, really?
Yeah. Long pit lane. Okay, this is a very slow corner. I reckon it's Bahrain.
Right.
Yes.
There you go.
The fact that Oscar knew what Bahrain sounded like faster than an F1 fan recognizing the Dutch anthem is a different level of aura. And it's the little things like that which makes Oscar so special. Take a look at him playing this basketball game. Now, of course, why on God's green earth am I talking about this? Well, where I'm going is that Oscar lives off a phrase called I understand it now. Because whenever he isn't used to something or makes a mistake, he then goes, I understand it now, and absolutely destroys it the next time. In F1 terms.
Holy shit, that shot was crazy.
Yeah, no, that guy is very famous. He does like Red Bull videos. Every time it's his saying, I understand now. He does like crazy shots.
That was insane.
Yeah, that save from Oscar was insane as well.
Oh, yeah.
So one time Piastri made a mistake of fighting Lewis Hamilton out of the pits on colder tires. Ever since, he hasn't done that again. In Hungary 2023, he overly pushed on the outside going on the grass. Next year, he's glued on track. Oscar Piastri is literally the F1 version of when Iron Man learns from his mistakes. And I also love how he refuses to be a second driver. Over recent years, Australian F1 drivers have always been blue ball. Daniel Ricciardo has been edged from being the #1 driver. Mark Webber had wins and podiums fly away. And honorary Australian Valtteri Bottas swapped positions with Lewis more times than Carlos and James Vowles did in their hotel room. And everyone thought the same thing was going to happen to Oscar. But once again, the pastry said, fuck you, watch this. In 2024, he swapped positions with Lando only if he would do the same, and this time ending the season just 82 points behind. However, there was still a lot of work to do. Compared to Lando, Piastri's weaknesses were qualifying, pace, and tire management. Weaknesses he needed to work on until the next season. Which was exactly what he did, and the end result was masterclass driving. After maturing even more, 2025 came and Oscar obliterates his former self. In Australia, he was right behind Lando, he pulled an insane overtake on Lewis too, was going to be on the podium until the forces of evil and darkness decided to mess him up. But then in China, he dominates the race, did the same thing in Bahrain, again in Saudi Arabia, and also pulled another beautiful overtake on Lewis. Poor guy is not just getting mentally destroyed by Ferrari, but also an Australian version of his rookie self.
Do you secretly hope that Ferrari will regret their decision?
No.
But then came my man, a race I think showed just how much Oscar knows what he's doing. In the race, he needed to pass Max Verstappen, a driver that will do whatever it takes to defend his position. Literally. Even if it means he'll throw axes at you.
So you don't have to teach Max.
You see, whenever Max has to defend, he's smart with it. He uses the rules to his advantage, going down the inside, braking late, and sometimes pushing the other driver off track. And Oscar knows that. So when the time came, Piastri took the outside line, convincing Max to use his usual strategy, brake later and shut everyone's dreams away. But unlike other drivers, Mr. I Understand It Now wasn't on the outside to overtake. He did that to force Max into an error. Oscar knew that Max had less pace and was going to brake late to defend, which happened. And as Max's tires locked up and cried, his car went wide and Oscar passed on the inside. Jarvis unshit my pants. Holy fuck, his drives were so good. Even Christian Horny himself admitted that Oscar would be a suitable replacement for Max Verstappen.
Put plan B in case he were to leave.
You know what's crazy? This is the exact name I had thought of Verstappen 5 years ago. And thinking, how come it's not caught on? But
Yeah.
like Rick's used it now, so yeah.
Full replacement for Max Verstappen.
Put plan B in case he were to leave. You know, Oscar Piastri.
And a couple days later, Red Bull fired him. They couldn't handle the truth. But there are still these smooth brains who think so little of Oscar, saying he's overrated, which I can try to understand. In 2025, Lando could still do much better than Oscar in specific areas. And if he didn't bottle so much, there probably wouldn't even have been a championship fight. But at the same time, what if this and what if that, you know? What if Oscar turns into a literal pastry?
Like honestly, I don't think Norris doing anything this year or just even performing consistently would make a difference. Like Piastri has just been like last year, you could say that there was some things that Lando could have done to score more points, but this year Oscar's just been outperforming him. Like,
Yeah,
you see it every race. Piastri, even with the races where Piastri lost, could have seen that he could have won.
Yeah.
He
but
could have-
There were a few races where he was behind.
Yeah, like
Norris
Monaco,
and he-
like Monaco, and like one other race. But other than that, like Piastri.
No, like where Norris was ahead and he bottled, and Piastri took over.
Yeah, like a few. Like it
Yeah.
wouldn't have mattered, is what I'm saying.
How?
Like Piastri.
But if he was consistent,
Okay, so
Norris and he could have just
I'm just
finished at
saying.
one.
No, I'm just saying. Like there are like so Piastri in Silverstone could have won, right?
Yeah.
Piastri in Hungary could have won. Like these things is just like overall, I've seen Piastri outperforming Lando the whole season.
Yeah, but it's also because Norris is not consistent.
Like again, I love Lando. Until the start of the season, I thought he was gonna win this year, just because the car's so fast. But like when I see the races, it's always him getting outperformed and not him bottling, but he's getting outperformed by Piastri. But yeah,
I think major difference this year is that Piastri is out qualifying Norris, which was not happening last year.
no, but even last year, I think Norris on race days was a bit quicker, almost on 80% of the
He is still on like
80
few race tracks.
few race tracks, but this year
Because
is just getting.
it's just like 6 and 5 wins. One has won 6 and one has won 5, and out of which there were 2 more races where Norris bottled from pole position.
Yeah.
So if he had,
Did he bottle Spa?
he did bottle Spa as well.
But do you think Piastri would have eventually caught up to him? No.
It's hard to say because it was raining. In clean air, McLaren is very, very dominant. So he would have kept his lead, I feel.
Okay.
and can't drive anymore? What if Fernando Alonso started flying with wings from his back and wins the championship for the next 10 years? God, I wish. I'd agree that Lando can have the edge on Oscar sometimes, but also no shit.
This guy wishes the same.
We're on the same boat, Rick.
He's a driver with more than double the experience. You expect that from him. Overall, I think some people can never be satisfied with drivers like Piastri because he keeps shattering their expectations. So the bar just keeps getting higher, and now it's at the edge of the universe. So it's fair if Oscar doesn't win like 2023 Max Verstappen. What he's done so far in 3 years is more than 95% of drivers. But apart from his masterful driving and maturity, there's also personality. Oscar is one likable driver, along with Alex Albon and especially Kimi Räikkönen. They both don't speak too much, they know what they're doing, and most importantly, Oscar also just drives, lies on the floor if he's tired, and has one expression. Whatever happens, this is the face you're getting. Though on some occasions we do get to see him switch things up a little, and when Oscar gets a little frustrated,
The only competition, this might be very regional joke, but there's only one competition to him is Arjun Kapoor. In expressions. Play the soundtrack behind me.
Jeez. What? I was thinking. What are you doing? I was thinking he would. When he said regional, I think it was gonna be a cricket player, a football player, like kabaddi. But never in my wildest thoughts did I think he'd say Arjun Kapoor.
Arjun Kapoor is all in one.
I never thought I'd hear Arjun Kapoor and Oscar Piastri in the same sentence.
Nepo kids doing good in their field.
his humor is what stands out the most.
Stroll was driving like he was in his first go-kart race.
I just thought I would put all this later on.
Now, Mr. Piastri does have a few moments, though, where he loses his cool, but I appreciate how he tries to cover it, knowing the consequences he could face saying the wrong things. Oscar's aware of the downsides of making comments when he's angry.
We always said you were very level-headed, but I've never seen you quite so upset about the situation you find yourself in.
Yeah, I'm not going to say much. I'll get myself in trouble, so...
Like, there was a moment after a race where Lando was interviewed about Max, and Oscar knew that Lando could get himself in trouble here, so he just gave him the stinkiest side-eye. I could smell it from here. But as much as Oscar is calm and nice, people often forget that he can still be ruthless, as he once said himself.
Just because I'm calm doesn't mean that I'm not ruthless.
Like, did we all forget his Alpine tweet? Oscar ate that team up and left no crumbs. Or when he posted a photo of him flying a plane on September 11th. Well, he also took down the towers and left no crumbs. But most importantly, he aggressively fights Lando and refuses to yield. A prime example, Canada 2025, where he and Lando went wheel to wheel and showed their talents. Though I'm not sure what took more of a spotlight, Oscar's racecraft or Bottle O Norris. But in the race, Lando was closing in on Oscar with more pace and fresher tires, and in turn 10 he made a move down the inside. But Mr. I Understand It Now saw it coming and went for the switchback with a better exit, catching Lando in the straight and then braking far later, getting the lead. Then Bottle O Norris tries to go for a gap. That didn't exist. Another example, Spa 2025. In the sprint, Max Verstappen took the lead from Oscar on the straight to win the race. And in typical pastry fashion, he went...
I understand it now.
So in the actual race, he used Max's exact move on Lando and won without a worry in the world. Piastri is one ruthless fast learner. And it also helps that he has a strong mentality. Oscar believes that he's better than drivers like Lando.
Lando Norris versus you, one-on-one, who wins?
me.
Now, regardless of how their battles turn out, Oscar just having that mentality helps a lot. Similar to what Max Verstappen said in 2020, even if he didn't win the championship.
I'm the best driver because I believe that I'm the best. Because every driver needs to think like that, otherwise it's better to stay at home.
Also, when Oscar messes up, he always tries to keep it to himself and move on. His composure is great. For example, in Oscar's home race, he went from podium to spinning out, which made him bummed, but he moved on.
I think for me the big positive is the other 56 laps of the race.
And in interviews, you can always see how well he does this compared to other drivers. So while Lando can get busy fighting the voices in his head, Oscar just continues honing his skills, focusing on the next race to come. And it also helps that he has the Huz. Lily Znaimer cheering him on. If I had someone like her supporting my F1 career, I am sending it straight into turn 1. And of course, Oscar also has a great balance of a fearless yet calm demeanor. Here's a scale I made of F1 drivers based on their craziness and speed. I call this the pace and crazy matrix. Max Verstappen lands here, sometimes a professional hitman, but extremely fast, so that's okay. Nick De Vries and Logan Sargent are here, reasonable drivers that lack pace, while Lando Norris is a little crazy, but he's quick. And Oscar Piastri fits in somewhere around here. Calm, but calculated. And most world champions are here, and this I'd say is the unicorn area. While these two gremlins land here. Track hazards that are slower than Sebastian Vettel's scooter. But back to Oscar, he can still make mistakes. It happens. But it's how he quickly recognizes them.
So looking back, that wasn't my smartest idea.
Obviously, no matter how good Oscar is, he won't win all the time. Things won't always go his way. But when he loses, he uses...
That is the Dutch Grand Prix, right? Hungary?
Yeah.
No, that was not Hungary.
That was Hungary. Which one? I don't know.
Just this one.
This one?
Yeah.
This side, I'm not sure.
I think this is Dutch because of the... But yeah, this is the upcoming one, right?
Zandvoort, yeah.
Zandvoort.
Yeah, this is, yeah.
So, yeah, this one is the most fun one too.
Yeah.
I feel like, if you are a driver.
Yeah.
He won't win all the time. Things won't always go his way. But when he loses, he uses that as motivation to improve the things that caused said losses. He works hard in practice sessions, on the simulator, using a list of areas to improve. He might already be a generational talent, winning F3 and F2 back-to-back, but it's his passion to strive for perfection that separates him from the average driver. His own engineer once said Oscar keeps wanting information, going through stuff. That extra effort goes a long way. But since no driver is perfect and everyone has to have a weakness, the one I can think of for Oscar is that he's a great all-rounder. Which really doesn't make sense at first, but here's the thing. Some drivers tend to sacrifice other traits to have exceptional ones. Think of it like making a video game character. Max Verstappen, strength, godlike qualifying, and pace. Weakness, patience, and trauma. Lando Norris, strength, race pace. Weakness, bottles. George Russell, strength, popping out of nowhere. Weakness, final laps. And Oscar Piastri, strength, amazing all around. Weakness, not specialized in anything. And well, if you don't want to count that, I guess he's absolutely ass at any sport that isn't Formula 1. Like, this dude put all his skill points in racing. He tried kicking a ball one time only to fold with the average fentanyl addict in downtown Chicago. So while Oscar's a jack of all trades, other drivers having exceptional areas can get him in specific situations. But then again, if Piastri's able to adapt and make every stat exceptional, everyone better start packing up for F1.5. But at the end of the day, I'd say Oscar's most annoying opponent is still traffic, because I swear every time he has to go through lapped cars, he loses any progress he's made. And of course, one of the culprits had to be Alpine.
That's an abrupt end, but yeah.
I know how the end frame is.
Yeah.
I was so excited when this tweet came out as a McLaren fan. Obviously, I was a bit sad that Ricardo...
Did you actually know who Piastri was?
There was a lot of... I didn't know what... Like, obviously, I knew that he had won F2, F3, had looked at his driving style. I wouldn't imagine that he'd go on to do, win or Drivers' Champions in his third season.
Yeah.
But I knew that he's definitely, and after seeing him drive the second season, eventually I knew, like, I'm not changing my opinion.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
The season has not even ended and you're already crowning him.
It's because he's consistently performing. Consistently performing. Whereas Lando,
he will be. It was not even like he will be. He will be.
He will be.
He's gonna win.
But I didn't think he'd do it in his third season. That's it's like well done to the team and well done to him as well.
It was on Norris and Piastri to make sure they win this year, because like no one is even close to McLaren's race speed, like qualifying speed.
Typically over the years, like, there have been other teams who take points off the leader, like Verstappen. There's like Ferrari trying to take points off Verstappen. This year it's been like Lando and Piastri taking points off each other.
Yeah, that's a crazy start, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All the teams in total don't have
as many points as Norris, who's second.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. But great video again by Rick. I think he's done justice to Piastri's overall skill sets, and
hopefully it's not jinxing.
You can't jinx greatness.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And saying that, I still want Lando to win. So
I have all my money on Piastri. Literally.
I don't mind. So if Piastri wins, I hope Piastri wins now, so that you don't lose your money.
Cool.
But
nice video as always, Rick.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you, brothers.
Take care, sisters. Bye.